it's so useful to do a course like this in an international setting with people from different backgrounds, because we all have different communication styles, and I just found that, I think that really enhanced the class.
We need these courses because this has not only changed our perspectives, I believe our perspectives rather than mine, that it was not only helpful in professional life. Obviously, we'll be certified mediators and we'll be making it as a profession. But somewhere I feel that this has also helped us in upgrading ourselves personally.
Great, and I would really want to recommend it to a lot of people. And I think it's great that we also come away with it. I don't know if we'll still have access to all of these materials on the Padlet and everything like that, but the rich collection of materials that have been made available to us that are either, you know, books or articles for further reading, that I feel like there's so many that I want to go into, or videos or different articles and everything like that. So I think that that has been really wonderful. And as different people said, the different perspectives of the different teachers, professors, practitioners, everybody who came in, added to the complexity of mediation and seeing how people even practice it differently or think of it differently. Sometimes even the sessions where there was, for instance, you and another teacher, I thought was really nice to hear the different perspectives there. And as the people, as the just few last people said as well, I think it was great to have both practical and theoretical sessions. And I mean, some of my favorite ones were actually some of the sessions on peace building, conflict transformation, even the philosophy one on the last one, and having the case studies on international case studies, I thought were really great, and kind of even something that I think that I want to go into a bit in the future is research, and has opened my mind into, you know, different questions that can open you up to different areas of research in mediation and things like this, but also from a practical perspective, from where I'm working now, I've already been seeing that in some work that we're doing on social cohesion. For example, yeah, even just currently, all of the practical sessions have been very interesting and useful. And yeah, basically, I leave this course though with the feeling that there is so many layers of complexity to mediation that transcends so many different, you know, fields, psychology, anthropology, everything like this. So it's just really even, I came into this course kind of by chance, but with a small interest in mediation, and I'm coming out of it with wanting to learn even more about all these different parts. So thank you so much.
Well, I'm not a practitioner yet. I'm still a student, and from the perspective of a student, my takeaway was within this course that it is not enough for you to study books. You have to do real practical sessions, and the practices that we had in this during this 3 months were really helpful for me, and they assisted me in confronting more challenges. And it was really a positive point.
I've taken a mediation training in the US, in Chicago, about 13 years ago. And it was really all practice sessions, very little about mediation itself and the different uses of mediation. So I appreciated that aspect of this class. I mean, the practice sessions are essential, more the better. But I was surprised at how much I appreciated the expertise of the guest lecturers, I guess. And I had been thinking about using mediation in, you know, very narrow context, just disputes between individuals. But now it's broadened my perspective on the potential. And I'm thinking about how I can combine this with my other experience and maybe mediate on a higher level as well, or a different level.
Yeah, I'm so happy that I found this course. It gave me the chance to enter a new world of mediation. I really appreciated the lectures, especially the ones which allowed us to interact with each other, go in breakout rooms, get to know the other participants better, and learn from each other. These were the best lectures, in my opinion. And I appreciate the diversity in the trainers' profiles as well. Like, we got to understand how we can create our own style, like by seeing them. Like they all had different personalities, they different ways of doing things.
One thing I would like to mention is I have been through one mediation training here. And like collectively, if I say about all the earlier sessions which I have attended, all the 19 sessions, if I give a collective feedback, the balance between the theoretical part and the practical part, that was really amazing. Like I haven't seen this balance in that previous training or in any other training till now. I haven't heard about it. And that this was the experience because it was all balanced. Yeah, last session, no, undoubtedly, as others said, it was more theoretical in nature, but collective feedback is really outstanding.
It has been a wonderful course, great learning experience, and especially the different teachers for all the sessions. So that was quite helpful with different personalities. How did they explain the concepts? Had it been one or two people only, but now it was every session, it was a different one. So that was a good learning. And most of the people said about those breakout rooms, those practical things. That was also very helpful in learning the new techniques. For me personally, since I'm from a non-legal background, I was quite apprehensive whether it will do some good to me or not. But I think the way the course has been structured and explained, it has been really helpful. And rather, I will say it is not only as a professional one certified mediators, it can be applied everywhere, I think. It's a way of life. Even in personally, whether you are dealing with your professional friends, family, you can apply these techniques, these different ability skills in all your interactions. So thank you very much for that.
I've thoroughly enjoyed meeting all the people, everyone from such diverse backgrounds. It feels like a privilege to be amongst this group. And so far as the trainers are concerned, I thoroughly enjoyed. I mean, I could go on for ages, but there's so many of them that I wish I could sit down with a cup of tea and have a chat about what they were able to impart so much in such a short space of time, that I would love to one day and perhaps get the opportunity to meet them in person and hear more of what they have to say.
I want to also appreciate the variety of the lecturers and the students. It's been very interactive, and I really, really appreciate the content. Initially, when I started, I thought, okay, we'll just come in and listen, but I see how everybody gets into character whenever we have to do discussion. This has really, really, really helped me in learning. I want to particularly say how appreciative I am of learning how to listen effectively and being able to ask open-ended questions. By training as a lawyer, I used to use the skill of thinking on my feet, actually preempting what the other person is saying and the response I would give. I had to relearn how to just be present and just ask questions to bring out the fact and actually have the learners, the participants solve their issues. So that was for me the greatest lecture, effective listening.
Something that I didn't expect was how much I was going to learn about myself, because being a mediator, it's not just about, oh, if you didn't do a case properly, you just build your knowledge, you read some books and you can be better for the next session. You have to have some self-improvement every day if you want to be a good mediator, which is difficult. You have to think about how much progress you've made, what you lack, and what you can improve, which for me at least is the difficult task. But I've learned to put myself out there with this course. I was quieter in the beginning, but I learned the merits of speaking up, engaging myself, and I mean, such an interesting group of people. Every time we would have a session, someone would come up with a different perspective, and I would think, well, why didn't I think of that? That's very different and interesting.
What I like the most is only few experiences are not being legitimized by the trainers. all voices were taken into account. So when we went into breakout rooms or whenever some activity was conducted, we had to put in our experiences, our opinions on that.
You all are wonderful. I think I'm campus team. This has been one of my best trainings, and there's so much I can take back from this training, really. First of all, the trainers were great. I loved the trainers. They were all great, very patient and very well prepared for the classes. And other than that, I think just overall, I honestly landed here by chance. Like, I think Camille also said I landed here purely by chance, and I wasn't hoping for this to turn out to be such a great experience. And I thought it would be some kind of training, and that's about it. But this has been so much, there's been so much to reflect on, and I realize now that active listening is such an important skill. It is such a life-changing skill, really. And now when I look at the kind of disputes that reach courts, it sort of pains that, a lot of it is, in courts, and people are wasting years, in disputes where, if only people were, willing to listen to the other party, a lot of it could get resolved, across the table, really. And that for me is a major take back, and I take away for from this series. And I really hope to be able to make a difference on that front. I hope to be able to resolve as many disputes as I possibly can outside court.
Well, I have to be honest, when I first registered to this course, I had not so high expectations, because I didn't believe in mediation. I come from an expert witness and expert determination world. In the second or third session, when I heard that the agreement depends on the parties, I said, well, this won't work for me. I didn't invest well my money. But afterwards, when I learned some skills, some, not a lot of skills for being a good mediator, now I know that it is not only depending this agreement on the parties, it depends on how good mediator you are. You can help people to have an agreement if you are well trained. And what I saw here in my country is I was involved in 2 mediations as a party, because there is a obliged mediation here. And I saw mediators reading some papers when you were talking. So now I know that if you are properly trained, you can help people, and mediation can work here as well.
Thank you so much. It's been an impactful journey for me, and also a reflective process in the work that I do, and getting to meet the rich expertise in the house has been the beautiful gift that I received during this process. And I think it's going to, the knowledge that I have received here is going to go a long way to work out so many solutions for people, and people who are facing difficulty at this moment in the crisis. I am fully engaged in community work, and mediation is something that I use every day.
Also, technically, you were always so responsive and everything went great. I think that also can really make or break a course. And the fact that you were able to sustain it for so long is really impressive for me. And I really appreciated the depth of the course, in terms of not being a very introduction course, but something that really took you into all directions. And I think the thing I most appreciated is being able to get personal tips from the teachers.
And with me, first of all, I would like to say that, when I came on board, I had different anxiety. Like the feeling of incompetent or thinking that, I don't have those qualities that are good to be that are needed to be a good mediator. But then, with the passage of time, I noticed that, these are the skills that can be earned, that can be learned. And, it's just a matter of time. With experience, you can be a good mediator.
I'm going to miss my Tuesdays and Thursdays with you all. And, for me personally, it's not the end of my mediation journey. I feel like it's made me want to continue down the path and go even further, because I do feel like there's such an important place for mediation, especially having learned as much about it as we have through this